Yes, them have the heart of a pagan. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil a move with Satan. Righteous trod in the countenance of the Almighty One. Them have the heart of demons. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil a move with Satan. Righteous walk in the countenance of the Almighty One. Poor people see hostility rising daily.
Shalom. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge in Atlanta, Georgia. The subject I'm gonna break down today is we'll get a little bit into the scriptures about women, how to identify a wicked woman, and just showing brothers what type of woman you want to stay away from, and showing the sisters that you don't want to be this type of woman. You understand? A lot of times in our community, in the so-called black community, so-called Hispanic, Native American community, we have a want to as men get with the women who want to control you and rule over you, and that's not in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? You're not being manly by doing that. It's actually part of the effeminization of black men, and we need to break away from that. A lot of men have failed by doing that, worshiping a woman. You understand? We have a lust for worshiping women. Even men in the Bible, in the scriptures, have fallen from doing that. You understand? So to be a strong nation and keep this brotherhood strong and going, we got to learn our role our roles as men and women as well. You understand? Something that we should also teach our children from an early age. That way, they don't get destroyed in the future. You understand? So the first scripture we'll go to is Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter. We're going to start at the 25th verse. It says, I applied mine heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reason of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even of foolishness and madness. Okay, so this is King Solomon. You understand? King Solomon was the wisest king to be on the earth. You understand? And he had, I believe, around 40 years of peace to seek out things, to seek out wisdom, to consider things and see why things are the way they are, and to talk about them and see get the wisdom and the adjust of it. You know what I mean? And he had this time because his father King David was a full-out warrior, a full-out soldier, and he done killed so many enemies that King Solomon had this time to say, okay, let me search out this wisdom. And so this is what we're going to find out what King Solomon searched out. Okay, verse 26. And I find more bitter than death the woman, whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Okay, so what this is saying is, he says, and I find more bitter than death the woman. When it says this, it means not so much that dying is more bitter than the woman, but the feeling that you have when someone dies. Say a close friend dies, or a relative, your mother or your father, your child dies, that mourning you feel, that mourning, that emptiness, you know what I mean, that feeling of death is more bitter. What's more bitter than that is the woman whose heart is snares and nets. Okay, a snare is a trap. You understand? A net is a trap. You know what I mean? That's how you catch an animal. So I mean, so what's more bitter than that feeling of death is a woman whose plan is to seek men and to trap them, to control them, to rule over them. You know what I mean? To catch them. You know what I mean? To keep them in their box. You know what I mean? To basically rule over them. You understand? We see that a lot in the black community. Okay, a lot of times our households are ran by women. See, the white man, the so-called the devil, the so-called white man, he has a plan to take black men out the house. You understand? When he takes the black man out the house, he leaves a black woman to rule that house, and that's not her position. You know what I'm saying? Like in the scripture says, I'm paraphrasing, how do you break a household up? It's to bind the strong man. How you spoil his good is to bind the strong man. So he knew when he put heroin and crack and drugs in our community, and brothers died from it, and brothers went to jail from selling it, and he locks our brothers up and our fathers up, he takes the man out the equation and leaves the woman and children to fend for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And he leaves a woman to be in a man's position, which is not her position, and it destroys our community. You can see that every day. You can see that. You go to the ghetto, you see that. You see the killing, the shooting, the violence. It's very irrational, like a woman. Very emotional, irrational. Like if you go on your computer or on the news, you might see brothers. It's like recently they got tennis shoes, the Jordans that come out, and you got brothers fighting and damn near killing each other and lying to wait for these tennis shoes, because this really is just the lust that they got for these tennis shoes, kind of like a woman. Kind of like a woman in very materialistic and things like that. When we're supposed to have men in the house to teach men that put their spirit somewhere else. I mean, you're supposed to put your spirit in the laws of the Most High, into the Most High, not into a pair of tennis shoes. Like I said, there's not wrong with one to have nice things. As Israelites, we like to look good. We like to wear nice shoes and nice dress because we come from royalty, of course. But the fact that you'll go kill or bring harm to a brother shows you that you don't know the laws first. You don't know the laws of the Most High first, and it was never taught to you. You understand? Because the prophets is not, back in your home. Those lost prophets is in the prison somewhere. Locked down, dead. So we got to teach again, because some of those lost prophets, the old prophets of old, they're gonna come back. They're gonna come back and they're gonna start teaching. You understand? Like in I.S.U.P.K, you got those same prophets coming back and teaching the truth, and it's important. You understand? Okay. So it says, I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleads of God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken. So what does that mean? Like, brothers, you have to follow the laws of the Most High. You got to learn what type of woman to pick. Okay? It's a common misconception that just because you're a man and you get to puberty and you get old enough that you know which woman to pick. You know what I'm saying? You're going to want to pick a woman who's just like your mother, want to control you, tell you when you can come home, what you've been doing all day, just, tell you to go get a job and everything. Like, you don't want that type of woman. You don't want a woman to take your mother's place, in a sense. You understand? You want to go get a woman who will love you like the law says, who will follow your orders, who will listen to you, and in turn she'll be following and fearing the Most High. You understand? But you got to be a man of the Lord to get that. That's why it says, whoso pleads with God shall escape her. You'll escape that whore. You'll escape that wicked, evil woman who wants to control you, and you'll get a righteous woman. You know what I'm saying? You'll have a good household, you raise good children. That's what will happen. So a lot of times the cops getting called on you, you going in and out of jail from this woman. It's because you're a sinner and you're not following the Most High. Okay? It says, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Exactly. So a man who's getting high, smoking weed, selling drugs, it's no coincidence that you have that whore who's getting you shot at, putting you in prison, put you on child support. It's no coincidence, you understand? So it goes both ways, vice versa. And sisters, you want to make sure you're not being this woman, so you ain't got no man who's selling drugs, going to jail, shooting, molesting kids, bringing you back STDs because he don't know how to pick other women because he just has sexual whores. Like, it goes both ways. So that's why it's important that we teach it. You understand? So brothers, don't pick out this woman. Sisters, don't be this woman. You understand? You should know how to be. You follow the classes, you follow the laws. You'll know, what type of woman to be, what type of man you should be. Okay, let's go to Isaiah, the 3rd chapter. Okay, we're going to get a little bit of the situation that we see every day. Isaiah 3:12, and it says, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. So it says, as for my people, children are their oppressors. That's talking about the so-called white man. The so-called white man is our oppressor, and he's a child, because he does childish things. You understand? Like, he killed the ozone layer, so now there's no protection from the sun, the rays of the suns and things like that. He pollutes the air that he got to breathe. You understand? He does childish things. If you look at just the activities and the things he partakes in, it's just very childish. Just a very young, foolish nation. Okay? And it says, and women rule over them. You understand? So the Lord never set it up for a woman to be in charge. A woman plays a part, but she should not be the leader of the household. Even if the man's that the authority that she has should come from that man. Like, he don't even physically got to be in the house all the time, but just that the authority comes from him, which she would pass down to the children. You understand? But it is good to have a man in the house. You understand? So that's just part of that's just showing how, if you look at our community, you can see why we destroy. One, the white man's ruling over us, and in turn, our women rule over us. And who gave them that authority? You know what I'm saying? That's why you got, they say the statistics is most black women are the ones that's going to college, getting the high-paying jobs. When back in, like, say you take it to the, I don't know, the 50s, back when, you know, grandfathers and them, they was the one going to work. You know what I mean? They was going to work and laying the law down, coming home and feeding the family. The woman was cooking and under order. The kids was doing what they supposed to do as kids. You understand? But that family structure been broken up because the white man is our oppressor and women rule over us, and black men need to take authority back into their homes. So the whole 50-50 thing, that's like some illusion that the white man told poor black people in the ghetto. Like, that's, everyone knows a man is supposed to be number one, and then a woman comes after that. You understand? Like, just as the roles in the household. You know what I mean? Okay. Let's go to Genesis chapter 3, verse 16, because this is from the beginning. Because there was a time when really a woman had the chance to be 50-50, you know what I mean, and roll right with her man. But because she was easily deceived, or she was naive, like women are naive, close to Eve, near Eve, easily tricked or beguiled, it had to switch up. I mean, we had to have a strict order in this thing. Okay? Genesis 3, verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. You understand? So this is saying now, because Eve was tricked by that serpent, and we know that serpent is not a snake. That serpent is the spirit of the so-called white man. You understand? And that goes on today. The white man tells you that you ain't got to be down with no black man. I mean, like, he gives you the ability to leave that man, put him on child support, and that never helps you. I mean, that never makes your life. But that child support don't do nothing but bring more drama, more problems. You understand? More court cases, because that man fighting it, or he's not paying it. Now he's getting locked up, and you stressed out, and your son's rebelling, your family. Like, child support has never built up a black family. You understand? Like, we need to have the men back in the house, and you got to get back, really got to get back into these laws and see how it's supposed to be done. And it says, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception, and sorrow that shall bring forth children. Like, when you have a baby, that pain you feel, those contractions, all that pain and that sorrow you feel, that comes from the Most High. It didn't have to be like that. Like, you know what I mean? Other animals have babies and puppies and things like that, but they not howling and everything and going through the pain that you go through. It didn't have to be like that for you, but that curse was put on you because you did not listen to your man, and you did not, and Eve did not, she was easily tricked. You know what I mean? So that was a curse that was put on her. And just like you still get that curse, you still got that feeling when you have babies, that sorrow you go through, that's like a reminder, like, this is still on you. So of course, when it says thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee, you should know that as well. That goes along with it as well. You know what I mean? And you want to pick out a good man, of course. Pick a man that's following the law. Not a man that's getting high, you know what I mean, running around selling drugs, doing drugs, you know what I mean, not following the law. Now, you should know how to pick a man as well, because you do have a choice. Like, you know what I mean? This ain't where you go out and get raped and now that's your husband or something like that. Like, we don't get down like that. That's not how the laws is. Like, women always say they picked out this guy, but like, you pick him out. You know what I mean? So when you talking to a guy, you know what I mean, he's courting you, you know what I mean, as long as he's doing that, like, you should be able to pick out the right man. You want to pick out a man who's following the laws, and vice versa for men. You want to pick out a woman who's not trying to control you, not loudmouth, not clamorous, and things like that. Okay? Remember too, we have classes in Atlanta, downtown at the Central Branch Library on Saturdays. Any questions you have on classes, class schedules, call 404-997-9123. Remember to also pay your tithes, 10% of any increase the Most High gives you. That's in the law, you understand? Just like not shaving your beard, not eating pork, anything like that, that's in the law. Pay your tithes, support the truth and the school and the brothers. Alright, so with that, I'm going to say shalom.
Yes, them have the heart of a pagan. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil and move with Satan. Righteous trod in the countenance of the Almighty One. Them have the heart of demons. The children of the heart of a lion, I know. Evil a move with Satan. Righteous walk in the countenance of the Almighty One. Poor people see hostility rising daily. Ignorant multiply brutality. I see that they run gone left mommy. Fi struggle the hard road with fight beginning. Our I see baby having baby. Nothing that happen.